I spent 100 days in create perfect world. More like I spent 30 days dying and spent 70 days on create perfect world. Well, anyways, in today's video, I progress all the way from Stone Age to using steam engines to power a creative iron farm, which ended up being one of the most regretting decisions I made. You see what I mean by the end. One last thing before we get started, I played this modpack before, and at some point I added some mods which weren't supposed to be in this modpack. I tried my best to not use them, but no promises. Now, without any further ado, ladies and gentle aliens, let's begin. Day 1, I died.
Emotional, damn it!
Then I attempted to escape the snow biome, which got thwarted by a boar. Yup, a boar. On the third respawn, I managed to escape to a plains biome by the grace of these 3 brave sheep. Day 2, I regained my health, then went mining on this pre-lit cave, thanks to which I was almost fully clad in iron armor by the end of the day. Day 3, I saw a spruce village in my map and went to rob it, including the villagers. After acquiring the waystone, I once again began moving in search of a home. Day 4, still looking for a place to build my home. Day 5, found a woodland mansion. Yeah, we ain't going anywhere near that. Still no luck on finding a home.
Hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I may have made a little mistake, which may have cropped out 1/3 of the video, which so happened to include the hotbar and my achievement and the entire right side. No big deal. Day 6, I started sailing and found a desert and a mesa biome. Still no luck on finding a darn home. Day 7, I returned to traveling via the land because I realized the land is all connected. After returning to the mainland, I went caving for a change of pace and in hopes of getting one more string to craft me a backpack. I got lots of iron, but the finding string was a fail. Day 8 was a wild day. I finally found a place to build my home, right next to this villager thing. Wait, there's a string here? Oh, we are reading that Honestly, I couldn't be bothered to go all the way back, so I think I'm just gonna settle here. Day 9, I somewhat got back on my feet again and milked the baby before sleeping. Day 10, we were running. Not again. Day 11, after recovering my items, I almost got mugged. Then I finally arrived, what soon to be my home. Day 12 started with bloodshed and setting up the base camp. Then I cleaned up the area where my house was going to be. Day 13, I noticed that I was poor, so I went mining. Day 14, I finally exited the mines with the shiny new backpack from a jacked up zombie. Then I claimed my quest rewards while waiting for my ores to finish smelting. Day 15, we began the create step, which began by crafting a stack of andesite alloy, then using them to make 16 andesite casings, 6 water wheels, 10 small cogwheels, and 8 large cogwheels. Day 16, I set up the 6 water wheels and sped it up with cogs. Day 17, I used those water wheels to crush some stuff and make the create essentials. Then I contemplated the next step for the rest of the day. Yeah, that's it. Day 18, I ran to the nearest lava pool and grabbed 3 lava buckets. Then I used which to make create powered cobble gen. Day 19, we enter the age of copper. Unfortunately, that meant I had to waste the entire day traveling to and back from the ocean to collect kelp. The next day, I used the kelp to craft a spout and set up this sucking and spitting contraption. Then I used said contraption to make a hydraulic engine. On day 21, I made a jetpack. That is all. Day 22, made a mill which allowed me to grind various resources that would allow me to craft slime balls, which is used to make super glue. Then I mined obsidian to craft a void upgrade, which I installed into my cobblestone drawer to prevent overflow. The next day, I wanted to make a tree farm, which costed me a lot of iron. So I went mining to not go broke. Day 24, I crafted everything, built the contraption, glued everything, switch on the contraption. It was spinning the wrong way. Then I got blown. This is what I get for staying up late. The next morning, I planted the saplings, which is what I was trying to do before I got blown up. Then I realized that I've forgotten the replanting part. For the saplings to be replanted, the contraption needs deployers attached to it, and to make those, I need brass, which can only be made with a blaze burner, meaning I need to go to the nether. If you ever played with the mod Alex's mobs, you know what's about to happen. The other day, I entered the nether and immediately got attacked by mosquitoes and almost died like 17 times. Luckily, when I was running away from the mosquitoes, I stumbled across a fortress, letting me take a breath. If I didn't almost die there, after acquiring the blaze burner, I realized that I forgot to mark my portal, which made me think I was probably about to die. I was right. Day 27. I went to the nether, set a waypoint, and came back. The rest of the day, I tried to prep for going back, which didn't really go well because I kept wasting food from getting hit by this tree farm. Day 28, I actually got food with saturation and headed to the nether. All was going well when I jumped into lava. Then I tried YOLOing it, which, as you can see, didn't go that well. Day 29, death. Day 30, after more death, I made another jetpack and got dripped out in copper. The next day, I went back to the nether, and after a tough struggle, I finally got my things and returned home. Day 32, I crafted a mixer and mixed zinc and copper to get brass. Then I went caving because I needed redstone. After returning from the mines, I managed to craft all the ingredients for the deployers. Then I assembled the new and improved tree farm. Day 34. I spent way too much time making this double blower. Day 35. I got cooked trying to mod this thing. Literally. Day 36. I was hurt. So I tried cooking other people, which didn't go well at first, but as I began to improve, it still didn't go well. I end the day still trying to make this thing childproof. Day 37, I used this thing to make this thing childproof. Then I spent the rest of the day organizing. Day 38, I moved my stuff to the other side so that I won't get hit with a saw blade every 15 seconds. Then I touched grass. Day 39, I was overwhelmed with wood, so I made an area for something that would solve that problem. The next day, I made the area a bit nicer. Day 41, made the area even nicer. Then I went mining. Day 42, we entered the age of brass and the age of mechanical crafting, which made me overstressed. Yay. Day 43, I upgraded the water wheels and hopefully unstressed the. But after I unplugged the cable gen, it started to not work. Day 44, I messed around with gears to try to unstress this thing, but ultimately decided to make a rotational speed controller. Day 45, I got overwhelmed with wood again, so I installed a trash disposal without a filter. Then I made a steam engine, the brass type. Day 46, I acquired a brass funnel to filter out the junk from the tree farm. Then I made a brass jetpack, which I couldn't use because I lacked crushers to make the fuel tank. Day 47, I had to go mining because I needed more andesite alloys to make the crushing wheels. After returning from the caves, I made the 2 crushing wheels, which actually took less resources than I thought because they came in sets of 2. Day 48, I took down the rotational speed controller and redid the gear speed up system. Then I installed the rotational speed controller so that it would only affect the mechanical crafters, while the rest can run on normal speed. Day 49, I installed a separate power source and then I built the crushers and cranked them up to a speed that should be illegal. On day 50, I increased the crushers power system. Then I crushed obsidian and made sturdy sheets. Day 51. I made a fuel tank for my brass jetpack, which would allow me to outfly the mosquitoes. Yeah, I did all that just to outfly mosquitoes. After I fueled up my jetpack, I made diamond pants and got food. Day 52, I returned to the nether and right away the mosquitoes were on me. But this time, I had speed and managed to outfly the mosquitoes in the matter of seconds. Then I arrived at the fortress. I ran around the fortress 50 times because I forgot where the blaze spawner was. Day 54, we enter the age of steam power. Yeah, by the way, the mystery machine is a steam engine which will use logs as fuel. Day 51, I laid everything down for 4 of these engines, but we are only building one of these for now. Day 56 was spent on setting up the power network and the water network. Day 57, we stole people and forced them to have fun. Day 58, while the villagers were having fun, I went mining. When I returned, my old friend was waiting for me. I bought mass from him. Day 59, I got the steam engine running at way slower pace than I like. Day 60, I immediately went back to the nether and got cooked. Then I went back with another brand new jetpack to only get killed again. Day 61, I realized where things went wrong. I forgot to bring a shield and a sword. So I went back to the nether with another jetpack and got my stuff back. Once I returned, I hired a cleric which will give me access to at least 3 electron tubes a day, which have been the bottleneck for many of my projects till now. Day 63, I was vibing before everything broke. Day 64, I did some research and from what I could see, I can connect 2 steam engines to one shaft like I tried doing here. By the end of the day, I rearranged the engines. Day 65, I got a Fortune 3 book and went mining without it because I couldn't afford an anvil. Day 66, I crafted an anvil with the iron I gathered, slapped Fortune 3 on my pickaxe and immediately went mining, which made me feel so stupid for not getting this upgrade sooner. Once I returned, I clicked U and saw that I could crush the iron ore for XP, which wasn't bad, but I wanted to double my ores. Day 67, I went to the nether and made these blazes my slave. Then I set up the upper part of the second boiler, powered on the engines and spent the entire day trying to get them to work. Day 68, I believe I fixed the issue, but I needed more than my arms to test it. Day 69, I made a backup gen and connected it up to the steam engines. Then I spent like 20 minutes trying to fix it, and when I finally got it fixed, I removed the backup gen and did some dumb BS to try to speed it up and broke it once more. Day 70, I reconnected up the backup gen and gave the pumps a hand, and the steam engine was working better than ever. Except everything was backward, but I got it fixed in like 5 minutes. By the end of the day, the steam engines were generating 65,536 stress units each. Day 71, I got tired of being homeless and started building my home. Day 72, still working on my house. Day 73, I washed up the grey concrete, then I slapped them on my walls. Day 74, the windows and the floor was done. Day 71 was a day of thinking. By that I mean I was indecisive and wasted the whole day. Day 76, I added some decor and procrastinated building the roof, the normal Minecraft stuff. Day 77, I finished the general outline of the roof. Day 78, I tried to build the roof, but I ended up building the ceiling instead. Day 79, I built the roof. Day 80, did some remodeling because it was not heating. Day 81, the outside of the house was finished. Just don't look at the back. Just don't. Day 82, I said hi to our new guest. Then I made drawers and drawer keys. Day 83, I said hi to a chicken. Made his remains into a book Then I started moving all my stuff. Day 84 still isn't done moving, but we are pretty close. Day 85, I finally finished moving my inventory. Day 86, I moved in and did some useless decor. Then I went to bed on my newly furnished bedroom. Day 87, I decided to clean up my workstation a bit. Day 88, I just finished the layout. Yeah, that's it. Day 89, all the power lines were set up to max speed, which got me killed. Day 90, I railed everything up. It was lit, literally. Day 91 was a day of trading for unbreaking and mending. Then I applied both to my pickaxe, which I named Dax. Day 92, I went mining. I mean, of course I did. What do you think I made the upgrades? Just dance? Day 93, I spent half the day cooking and watched as my dopamine levels went up. Then I pondered about making an iron farm and spent the rest of the day prepping, which unfortunately made me slow down my setup to craft a crusher because I still use the water wheels to power the workstation for nostalgia effects.
Oh my god, bro.
Day 94, still prepping for the iron farm. Yes, rerolling for efficiency 5 is considered prepping. Day 95, I crafted diamonds. Yes, you can craft diamonds in this mod. I don't know why. Then I acquired a diamond paxel, which I named Daxel. I used Daxel and a diamond building wand to make room for the iron farm, spending way too much time above my pay grade. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a pay grade. Day 96, we were moving toward building the iron farm. Day 97, I established the basic layout of the iron farm. Day 98, I was under the pressure of finishing, so I worked overnight and achieved literally nothing. Day 99, I was once again working overnight when I ran out of andesite, but luckily, thanks to the efficiency 5 pixel I invested in a while ago, I got the andesite quickly and got back to work. Day 100, I died. I was working on the belts when I accidentally got sucked into the crushers and died. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end it there. This isn't how I thought I would end the 100 days on a treadmill. If you are wondering if I am going to do a 200 days, the answer is more than likely. Because it wouldn't really take that long for me to get back to my former glory with the infrastructure I built so far. I just don't have the drive to do it right now. Well then, I hope you enjoy the 100 days in Create Perfect World. Thank you to MR.Beardstone for making this mod pack. I'll see you in the video on the right or left, I can remember. Bye!